Hey, what's going on, everybody? Max here with BB, and today for 10 Minutes Max, we're going to be talking about Pepe. Huge day for the frog. The frog is certainly jumping indeed. Coinbase listing and Robinhood listing here in the US. Things are getting pretty crazy out there, guys. I personally couldn't be more excited, having an absolutely awesome day today. So let's dive into it. I wanted to update you guys on a couple charts. Obviously, for those of you that have been following me and the BB channel for a while, you know that we've been talking about Pepe for a long time, and it feels like things are finally falling into place and escalating exactly how we needed them to. So let's not waste any time. We're going to dive into the chart. First things first, Coinbase listed Pepe today, which is just absolutely fantastic news. For a long time, people were very curious, like, why haven't they listed Pepe? It's got so much volume. They're missing out on so much money. And today they finally pulled the trigger. I personally can't help but think that part of it has to do with the new administration that will be entering the White House here early in 2025. So there's a lot of crypto companies that are front running that a bit, going, hey, you know what, like bring on whatever you want right now, but you're about to be out of control and out of power in the next 60, 90 days. So they're finally listing coins that maybe they wanted to list, but were worried about some of the legislative scrutiny of doing so beforehand. And Pepe's having a tremendous day. I mean, it's up right now 50% on the day. Absolutely fantastic day. I was buying even more Pepe down in here, but I wanted to point out this comparison to Shib just for some fun, but it might not be something we laugh about unless they're, I guess, like laughters of joy. But when Shib got listed on Coinbase, right over here, I labeled it with this blue box. It was like towards the beginning of this blue box. We saw basically within 3 weeks, SHIB went up almost 10x. So I'm not necessarily saying that's going to happen again. And conditions are different, right? Like there's a lot to take into consideration. We'll do this quick and then we'll move on to the next set of charts. But also SHIB peaked, here. So it got listed at the very tail end of the market cycle. Bitcoin was at 69K, right as kind of SHIB was topping. So we're much earlier than that in this cycle. So I feel like this listing is coming at a perfect time where maybe we won't rally there as quick, or maybe we will, but we'll actually rally, longer, right? We'll rally longer. So I just wanted to point this out. Now we're going to move on to another chart. So this is a pretty well-known chart of mine here. I'll actually remove myself off of the screen just so it doesn't get cut off. But a long time ago in the bear market, I was comparing, it was like there was none of this yet. I said Pepe is down here. It's going to be the why didn't you regret it bag. And we compared Pepe to Doge and SHIB. We were shoving Pepe down here just like we were shoving up here. In my opinion, this is probably where we're at, guys. Similarly to Doge right over here and SHIB right over here. And if we want to mark out the tops as well, accumulation ranges with a little deviation below, and then ultimately went crazy. So I'm looking for Pepe to basically just take this playbook and run it back. Whenever it happens, I think we'll probably mark up and we'll put in like a little, bull flag reaccumulation, and then we'll put in the blow off top. And my long-term target for my position has always been 50 billion market cap, which would be basically up here. Doge swept it last cycle. SHIB swept it last cycle. It's been kind of that glass ceiling for meme coins, right? Now, this cycle is a bit different. We haven't had a meme super cycle. We haven't had as many memes as we do right now. I mean, this market is dominated by meme coins, right? And relatively speaking, like the meme coin market is very, very small still, comparing it to like, larger L1s and things like that. So I'm actually kind of rethinking this thesis, and allow me to explain it briefly here. So I focus a lot on the timing of things, right? Like I'm less concerned with like the price is gonna go to this level, and more concerned with what are the conditions that are causing a movement, right? And how long can those conditions persist? And when those conditions change, then I change my plan. So think of it in the simplest of terms. I always give this analogy. I like to pretend I'm sitting in an inner tube going downriver, and I'm just gonna let the current take me wherever it will. And right now, the current is taking me up and to the right. That's where price is going. I recognize that it makes sense to be overwhelmingly long right here, not just Pepe, but like crypto. And I don't want to swim left or swim right or swim upstream, certainly not. I want to just stay super, super long until the market gives me a reason to not be super, super long anymore. So when I'm trying to properly contextualize where we're at within this cycle, right? Because I'm trying to figure out like when do I want to sell, right? When do I want to take some profits finally? I've been holding these bags for, a long time. And I think for me it really has to do with Bitcoin. Okay? So when we look at this chart, right? Let's draw this out like this, okay? So the previous all-time high for Bitcoin was 69K. All right, so it was basically right here. Not perfect, but you get the point. All right, there's the previous all-time high for Bitcoin right here. And the previous all-time high over here when Doge had its blow off top was right here. It was at 19.7. All right, this was the previous all-time high break for Bitcoin right here. And then for SHIB, it actually came much later in the cycle, which I'll show you as well, but it still makes a great argument. So, I mean, this is much different, right? Because like this was, the first peak over here, but I mean, we could, for all intents and purposes, say like, this was kind of like the ramping up to a new all-time high, right? So like Bitcoin gets frothy, then you see, your beta go. So this wasn't technically the all-time high. We had been to 64K already, but we ramped into a new all-time high, okay? So something to note about both of these, and I like the Doge example a lot more personally. They're all the same fractal, right? Which was how I was able to identify, in the first place, like buying Pepe. But actually, let's just ignore SHIB for a moment here, okay? We're going to ignore SHIB and just talk about Pepe and Doge, okay? The difference between these two right here, where we're at, is that Bitcoin, technically already made a new all-time high here, but like really it kind of made an all-time high here, okay? But the big difference is like if you think about it, okay? If you think about it like this, Bitcoin really didn't make a new all-time high and like go into price discovery until recently. We kind of swept the previous all-time high, but like we haven't really started price discovery until right now. All right. And for last cycle, that was right over here in, December of 2020, going to January of 2020. Okay. So here's the big difference that I'm trying to get across is that I might be too bearish on Pepe. All right. If this fractal is going to play, I have something else to consider where Doge started to lift off, and really break higher. Mark it out with, here, we'll put this, make this blue. So Bitcoin starts to rip into price discovery, and then we start to see Doge go wild. The difference here is that Pepe started to rip way over here. And Bitcoin still was in like 8 months of ranging. So there's this thought that I've had that maybe I'm off base and maybe this is not actually where we were back then. It was valid. But I might need to move that scale to adjust, move the fractal to adjust where Bitcoin is within this big picture. Okay. So I have this other option where I actually move it up into here, right? So I move this fractal now to right here where we're actually just beginning. We're actually just beginning the push up. So we're in theory, instead of this being the beginning, This is the beginning because the beginning is triggered by Bitcoin going into price discovery, just like it was with Doge last cycle. So in theory, maybe, just maybe, my targets were initially too low and we still have like another markup or two left. And we're actually much earlier within this cycle. So just kind of something I'm trying to work through because, as time goes on and conditions change, you have to be, aware of how things might have shifted, right? Kind of underneath the surface. Okay. Um, but we can move on from this now. I wanted to talk about some fib levels as well, about my initial targets, and I'll save these and you guys follow the channel. If you haven't yet, like the video and also subscribe. Come on guys, let's run this up. Great day to run it up. And what we can do is we'll put on some fibs here. Okay? We'll put on some fibs. So here, I'll actually just redraw them. All right. So here is, let's put it on the 3-day. We'll go the weekly. All right. So here is Doge. All right. I'll make sure you guys can see it over my head there. And then here is Pepe. All right. So what I want to show is based on fib extension levels where I think a probable top is. This is what I was always targeting. So if we look at Doge and we take the all-time high from the first cycle and we drag it down to the bear market low, excluding COVID, as every man should, what you get is a very revealing set of fibs, where once Doge went into price discovery, you put in a local top at the 1.618 and then a global top just about perfectly at the 2.618. All right, so now let's do that for Pepe. All right, and here I can label this quick just so you guys don't forget. Doge, and we will make this gold. And then we'll make Pepe over here. So from the first cycle high to the low, you can see where we are at in relation to what Doge was doing last cycle. And wouldn't you look at this? Pepe peaked perfectly for its first top right at the 1.618. So I imagine that the 2.618 is also in play now, right? So things are looking really good. Like, I know people are going to be eager to, like, take profits and all that. And I just can't help but think we are really just beginning here. I just can't help but think we are really just beginning. And, if we came back down and started losing levels, then, I guess we could talk about it. But I feel like this momentum is really, really just starting to heat up right now. And, looking at the chart over here, like let's throw up some momentum oscillators, right? Looking at the weekly, I mean, we are not even close to like bubble territory. Like this was a really good sign of the first top. Here, I can get rid of these. I'll get rid of these. Well, we'll keep them. I'll get rid of the dot. I like the fibs actually. This is the weekly chart. You can see how young, honestly, Pepe even really is. But this was a really great first top. Right here was this weekly div, weekly bear div, where RSI went on to print a lower high and price went on to print a higher high. Do you see that? Great signal. We're not even like in mania yet. This thing is going to top out. Like you're going to get another weekly RSI push up here to like 80, 88 to 90, you know? So a majority of the gains actually occur once you get up here. I'll make this a little bit smaller. Once you get, I'll put it in red. Once weekly RSI gets above the 70, look at where price was the last time it did that. So we're kind of flirting with it right now. Like we're not even there yet. It'll probably be next week or maybe this week. We'll see how crazy things get. But like that's typically when the majority of your gains occur, you know? We can look at like the 3-day as well. The 3 days now getting into that, heavy momentum territory. And you can see when we hit it the first time, what happened. This is when the majority of your gains happen is from right here until when you get up into that, 90 plus regions. So, I mean, this thing's got a lot of momentum. I'm not taking profits here. No way. I didn't come this far to not literally give it everything I've got. All-time high break for Pepe while Bitcoin is chatting in the 90s. Are you kidding me? Like, after what? Pepe's been ranging here for how long has Pepe been ranging here? I mean, broke out today, 255 days of ranging. Are you kidding me? I mean, look at this. 300 days of ranging and then you get a big move. Like, you think I'm going to sell on the first impulse up? Are you kidding me? That could never be me. That could never be me. No, thank you. But all right, guys, that is it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Before you guys go, please consider liking the video and also subscribing if you found some value out of what we just did here today. And last but not least, guys, please consider checking out the links below. BB Terminal is an absolutely awesome product, guys. It's a Swiss Army knife. It's got all of the tools and data that you could ever need or want in order to succeed in these markets. And we custom built it here at BB. We spent about 9 months to about a year, actually, building this thing from scratch, and we are now in beta, so you can actually use it. It's heavily discounted right now, and if you buy the BB terminal, you can also pay in crypto, guys. If you check that out, you can pay in crypto. You're going to get access to our Telegram alerts channel also, but if you really want to take your trading to the next level, guys, check out one of our Discord packages. What you can expect there is 3 hours per day of private live voice calls with me and the entire BB team and community. We have active positions channels, TA channels, things that we don't talk about here on YouTube or on X, guys. There's nothing like it out there. And within the BB Discord, you're going to get free access to the BB terminal included for free. There is not another community out there doing what we're doing, guys. So we continue to reinvest our time and our money into the community, and that's why people love it and they stay. So this market is too big to navigate alone. I encourage you to get out there, find your group. We certainly want to be that group for you. Maybe, it's not what you're looking for. Maybe it's exactly what you're looking for, but my trading has gotten exponentially better. My confidence in these markets has gotten exponentially better when I surrounded myself with the guys on the BB team and the BB community. A bunch of guys, like-minded individuals that take it seriously. So definitely consider checking out one of our Discord packages. But if not, join us with BB Terminal plus Telegram. Last but not least, guys, check out the BB Academy. If you like my charting here today and you want to learn all of our tips, tricks, secrets, everything like that, how we cumulatively as a team here at BB have navigated these markets from a technical and fundamental perspective for decades, check out the BB Academy, guys. I just dropped a free course, how to make your trading view charts look beautiful. Important first step. If you don't know how to look at the data and manipulate the data to be easier to understand, you're going to struggle. So check out that free course. But if you really want to take it to the next level and expedite your journey towards understanding these markets, check out the paid course, guys. There's nothing like it out there. I honestly can say with confidence, it's one of the best courses, if not the best trading courses for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. It covers everything you need to know. So a lot of people out there, myself included, teaching TA for free and FA. But there's a difference between a paid product and a free product, and you guys will see that if you join the BB Academy. It's an absolutely awesome course. But yeah, join us somewhere, guys. Join us in the Discord. Check out BB Terminal. Check out BB Academy. You can pay in crypto now for our services, so major, major benefit. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Take care.